Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are talking about something you have probably seen at checkout more times than you can count. Buy now, pay later. You know those little options that pop up when you are about to finish an online purchase, offering to split your total into 4 easy payments? That is exactly what we are breaking down today. What it actually is, how it works, the real pros and cons, and most importantly, whether it is something you should be using. Let's get into it. So, what exactly is Buy Now, Pay Later, or BNPL, as it is commonly called? At its core, it is a short term financing arrangement that lets you purchase something today and pay for it over time in installments. The most common setup involves 4 equal payments made every 2 weeks, and in many cases, those payments are completely interest free. You might make your first payment right at the time of purchase, or you might not owe anything until 2 weeks later, depending on the provider and the plan you choose. Some of the biggest names in the space right now are PayPal, Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna, and you have likely seen at least one of them show up at the checkout of your favorite online stores. Now, the basic 4 payment plan is usually where the interest-free deal lives, but not all Buy Now, Pay Later plans work that way. Some providers offer longer-term plans that can stretch out over several months, and those plans often come with interest charges that can reach as high as 30% depending on your credit history and the terms you qualify for. So when you see a BNPL option, it is really important to read the details carefully because not every plan is the zero-cost deal it might appear to be at first glance. The Federal Trade Commission has actually cautioned consumers that some providers advertise themselves as free financing while burying fees in the fine print. More on that in a minute. Here is how the process actually works when you use it. You are shopping online, you add something to your cart, you head to checkout. And right there, alongside the usual payment options, you see the BNPL provider. Let's say Affirm. You select it, enter your phone number, receive a verification code, and go through a short application process. The provider does a credit check, but in most cases, it is what is called a soft check, which means it does not show up on your credit report and does not affect your credit score. You get approved, you see your plan options, you pick the one that works for you, and you finish checking out like normal. Your order gets confirmed, and then the payments are automatically withdrawn on the scheduled dates. If everything goes smoothly, you pay it off in about 6 weeks with zero interest and zero fees. That is the ideal scenario. To put a real example on it, say you want to buy a laptop that costs $800. You do not have $800 sitting in your account right now, but you know you will over the next few weeks. You choose the 4 payment plan through Affirm, which breaks it into 4 payments of $200 each, due every 2 weeks. You get the laptop today, the first $200 comes out now or in 2 weeks, and by week 6, you have paid it all off without a single dollar in interest. That is genuinely a useful tool if you use it right. Now let's talk about the advantages, because there are real ones. The application process is fast and simple. It is usually built right into the checkout flow, takes just a few minutes, and you find out almost immediately whether you are approved. For short-term plans, there is often no interest and no fees at all, which makes it a cheaper option than putting something on a credit card that charges 20 or 25% interest. It is also convenient, unlike layaway, where you have to wait until you have paid the full amount before you take the item home. With BNPL, you get your purchase right away. And because most applications only require a soft credit check, you are not risking a hit to your credit score just by applying, the way you would with a traditional credit card or loan application. But here is where things get more complicated, and this is the part that does not get talked about enough. Buy now, pay later comes with some real downsides that you need to understand before you start using it regularly. The first is that most BNPL providers do not report your payment history to the credit bureaus. That means even if you are making every single payment on time, it is probably not helping you build your credit score. You are doing the right thing financially, but you are not getting any credit for it, literally. The flip side of that, though, is that if you miss payments and your account gets sent to a collections agency, that absolutely does get reported and it will hurt your score. So you get the downside risk without the upside benefit when it comes to credit building. The second issue is fees. Some providers charge late fees if you miss a payment. Your bank might also charge you an overdraft or non-sufficient funds fee if the automatic payment tries to go through and the money is not there. And as we mentioned earlier, some plans have hidden fees that are not obvious up front. All of these can add up quickly and turn what seemed like a free financing option into something that actually costs you real money. The third concern is consumer protection. Traditional credit cards come with fairly strong protections. If you dispute a charge, you can often get your money back while the dispute is being investigated. Buy now, pay later plans do not always work that way. In some cases, even if you return an item or dispute a purchase, the provider may still require you to keep making your installment payments while the issue is being resolved. That can make it a lot harder and more stressful to get your money back. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been working on greater regulation of BNPL providers, but for now, the protections are still more limited than what you get with a traditional card. And then there is the biggest risk of all: overspending. When paying for something is broken into small, manageable chunks, it is very easy to convince yourself you can afford things that you actually cannot. You might sign up for one BNPL plan, then another, and suddenly you have multiple payment schedules running at the same time, and it becomes genuinely hard to keep track of what is coming out of your account and when. That is a fast track to accumulating debt and the fees and credit damage that come with missed payments. The ease and convenience of BNPL is also what makes it potentially dangerous if you are not being disciplined about it. So, is buy now, pay later worth it? The honest answer is, it depends entirely on how you use it. If you have an urgent purchase to make, you know for certain the money is coming, and you can comfortably handle 4 bi-weekly payments without stretching your budget, then a short-term interest-free BNPL plan can be a genuinely smart and useful option. It costs you nothing and gets you what you need now. But if you are using it to buy things you cannot really afford, stacking multiple plans at the same time, or not reading the terms carefully before signing up, then it can quietly become a source of debt, fees, and financial stress. Like most financial tools, it is not inherently good or bad. It is all about whether you are using it with intention and awareness. Always read the plan details, make sure you understand any fees, and be honest with yourself about whether you can handle the payments before you commit. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a video. And let me know in the comments, have you ever used a buy now, pay later plan? Did it work out for you, or did it create more problems than it solved? I genuinely want to hear your experience. See you in the next one.